All right, let's get right into it because the last year in AI has been, well, an absolute whirlwind. We're going to break it all down, who's winning, what just happened, and most importantly, what it all means for you heading into the future.
So, this one line, this is the message that sent shockwaves through the entire industry. The folks who basically kicked off this whole AI revolution are suddenly on the back foot. So why? What's going on? Well, it's all tied to something massive that just rocked the financial markets.
Yeah, you are seeing that number correctly. $600 billion. Gone. Wiped out from Nvidia's value in a single day. The entire ecosystem felt that earthquake, and it was a huge sign that the very ground beneath the world of AI is shifting, and fast. But here's the really interesting part. While everyone was watching the chaos and the stock tickers, Google was quietly playing chess. See, they're not just trying to win the chatbot race. They are competing on every single level of the AI stack. I'm talking from the silicon chips in the data centers to the models themselves, all the way up to the hardware in your hands. They're playing a totally different game.
And you want to know the craziest thing? A group of serious researchers basically predicted all of this would happen over a year ago. One of them, a guy named Daniel Kokotilo, was so convinced he was right that he actually left OpenAI, walking away from millions of dollars just so he could publish his warnings. So, were they right? Let's grade their predictions. Let's check the receipts.
First up, they predicted that AI agents would start doing real work this year, not just clever demos. And wow, was this a massive hit. We saw ChatGPT launch Operator, we saw Perplexity build agents right into its browser. Even Goldman Sachs is using AI agents now for internal research. So yeah, the prophecy came true.
This next one really shows you just how insane the speed of progress is. Prediction number 2 was that coding would get automated. Now get this, in early 2024, the very best AI scored a pretty pathetic 4.4% on a key coding test. By the end of 2025, a new model from Claude hit nearly 81%. You know, that's not just an improvement, that is a completely different reality.
Prediction 3 was a big one, a geopolitical one. That China would keep pace in the AI race. And this was another direct hit. A company called DeepSeek released a model that was just as good as OpenAI's very best. But get this, they trained it for about $6 million. OpenAI's probably cost over $100 million. That changes the entire game.
So yeah, the report was incredibly on the money, but the predictions were only half the story. A few absolutely huge moments happened this year that really defined everything. Let's run through the events that completely reshaped the AI landscape.
Let's start right there with DeepSeek, because this was a big deal. The venture capitalist Mark Andreessen called it AI's Sputnik moment, and he's right. It was a massive wake-up call for the West. It proved that you could build a world-class AI model for way cheaper than anyone thought, and you could do it without relying on Nvidia. That shook the very foundation of the market.
And then there was the robotics explosion. It feels like it happened overnight. I mean, remember just a couple of years ago when Tesla's big robot reveal was literally a guy in a spandex suit? Well, now, Figure AI has real robots working in BMW factories. Unitree has robots in Chinese car plants. And Tesla's Optimus is actually walking around on its own. This isn't science fiction anymore. This is the factory floor. But all this incredible progress comes at a price. The Indian IT sector just got a massive, painful wake-up call. After one of their tech giants, TCS, announced the biggest layoffs in its history, analysts started saying that up to 500,000 IT jobs in India are now at risk. And we're not just talking about entry-level jobs here. Senior positions got hit the hardest.
So this is the thing, right? This is no longer some theoretical debate about the future of work. It is here. The job displacement has started. And that forces every single one of us to ask this very serious question about our own careers.
Okay, so let's shift gears from the big, scary macro trends to something practical. Something you can use. I'm going to give you a rundown of the ultimate AI toolkit, a ranked list of the #1 tools in every key category that you should probably be using right now. For your general, all-purpose AI assistant, here's how things shake out. If you need to do complex, nuanced writing, you go with Claude. Its context window is just unmatched. It can remember and work with huge amounts of text. For all-around versatility, yeah, it's still ChatGPT, mainly because its ecosystem and plugins are the best. But, and this is a big but, if you live and breathe in the Google world, Gemini is catching up incredibly fast. It's even beating new OpenAI models on some tests. And for pure, verifiable research, it has to be Perplexity. It's the winner because it shows its work. It always cites its sources.
All right, let's do a quick fire round for the other categories. For coding, it's Cursor. It's basically become the new standard. For making images, ChatGPT's built-in tool is the clear winner.
It's seamless, and finally, it can handle text properly. When you get to video, Google's VO is it's on a whole other level, truly professional quality. And for learning or research, do not sleep on Google's Notebook LM. It's a fantastic sleeper hit for summarizing pretty much any document you can throw at it.
Now for my surprise pick. This is something most people are not talking about yet, but it's a huge deal. It's Claude's ability to actually use your computer. I'm serious. This tech lets the AI literally control your mouse, your keyboard, and your apps. Right now it's more for developers, but this is the future. This is the leap from an AI assistant that just answers questions to a true AI agent that does things for you.
So, with all that in mind, where do we go from here? Let's look ahead to 2026. I'm going to give you 5 bold predictions for what the year will bring, and then the 3 specific skills you really need to be focused on to stay ahead of this tidal wave.
Okay, here we go. Prediction 1. Those AI-powered browsers are going to become the default way we all use the internet. 2. AI search is going to get monetized with ads, just like Google. It's inevitable. 3. Most of those entry-level digital jobs, data entry, scheduling, that kind of thing, they're just going to be fully automated. 4. The AI coding market will shrink down to just a few giant players. And here's the contrarian take. The highest paid people in the AI era won't be prompt engineers. No, they'll be the existing human experts, the best salespeople, the best doctors, the best strategists who use AI as a tool to amplify their own amazing talents.
So what does that mean for you? It means you need to focus on these 3 things. First, AI orchestration. You can't just know how to use one tool. You need to be like a conductor, knowing how to make the entire orchestra of tools play together. Second, systems thinking. An AI can execute a task, but it has no idea which problems are actually worth solving in the first place. That is a human skill. And third, those uniquely human-centric skills. In a world drowning in automation, things like sales, negotiation, and leadership become premium, absolutely irreplaceable assets.
You know, 2025 was the year AI stopped being theoretical. It's in our offices, it's in our factories, it's real. The change is here, and it is accelerating like crazy. And what that's created is a massive gap, no, not a gap, a canyon, between those who understand and use this technology and those who don't. So the only question left to ask is, which side of that canyon are you going to be on?